Hello, my name is Joe Ward. I am the principal at Monroe Junior High School. I am here to talk to you about the R factor and what we are doing with our students here. The goal here is to give you a brief overview of the R factor, focusing on the language and some of the vocabulary we're using with our students, and hopefully give you an understanding of what it's about so that you can have similar conversations on the bus. Also understand that each building is at a different place in this training. The primary and the elementary will be going slower, spending more time on small chunks, while the junior high and the high school will do larger presentations and bigger pieces. So they'll know the language a little bit faster than the elementary and the primary will. So just to get started, the whole concept revolves around this equation. E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. The thing we want to teach the kids is that you have no control over the events. You have events flying at you all day long, every day, and you have no control over what happens. Outcomes you can actually influence, but you still can't control the outcomes. The only thing we have 100% control over is our response. So as these events come at us, our goal is to try to determine what is the reality of the situation. What is this event that's actually happening to me? And then what do I need to accomplish? What do I want the outcome to be? Then we try to say, okay, now you have to own your R. Try to make the most disciplined response you can do to give you the outcome that you actually want. So it's like beginning with the end in mind. You have this event that happens. I've got this outcome that I want. What response do I need to have? We want to get kids away from just reacting to things. We don't want them reacting based off emotion and impulse. We want them thinking out what their response is going to be and then make the best decision they can for the situation. We also talk about how this is the way the world works. Whether you practice this stuff or not, E plus R equals O is the way life works. We want to just get better at life. And so that's what we're trying to teach everybody. So can't control the E, influence the O, complete 100% control of the R. So we want kids to own their R and make the best R possible for the given situation. Now to do that, we have a few things that we talk about. One of them is your 20 square feet of belief and behavior, or 20 square feet of influence. In the junior high, that's the word I used, is influence, so they understand that they influence all these other people. They may use different language in the elementary and primary, but 20 square feet is something that the kids are going to hear as we start moving forward, and how their 20 square feet impacts the people around them. So we talk about how you as drivers, you're going to be influencing kids. You can have influence over parents, over your colleagues, over the whole community. And the kids kind of have that same thing too. They have influence over each other, their teachers, their parents. So we want kids to own their 20 square feet, to understand that the things that they do affect other people's for good and bad. They can influence their behavior, they can influence their feelings, they can influence their decision making simply by the way they're acting and the R they are choosing. So we want kids to really get an idea of how they are in control and how their 20 square feet influences other people. So when there's a bad decision going on, or when they're doing something that affects someone else, but they didn't really mean to hurt their feelings, maybe they're talking about something that's inappropriate and people behind them hear it, then we would talk to them about their 20 square feet and how their 20 square feet, even though they aren't trying to hurt someone's feelings, the things that they're doing are still affecting those people around them. So their 20 square feet are influencing the other people on the bus. So that's something that they will be hearing quite a bit. The next thing that we want them to do is control this concept of BCD. BCD stands for blame, complain, and defend. And everyone in the world BCDs on a fairly regular basis. But however, we want to eliminate this from our lives because BCD never solved any problems. BCD never made anybody feel better. It's similar to venting. Venting doesn't make you feel better. Venting just makes you feel not alone. So you're mad about something, you go find someone else to tell them how mad you are about it in hopes that they're mad about it with you. So, but it doesn't make you feel any better. You just stay mad. The more you talk about it, the more mad you get. So what we want kids to do is stop blaming other people, stop complaining about their situation, and stop defending their own actions. So BCD is something we'll talk about a lot. In my job, whenever I'm dealing with a discipline situation, we have tons of blaming, tons of defending. It's always someone else's fault. It's always, I did this because they did that. But again, they did that. That's the E. You don't have to respond the way you did, though. You can control your R. So we really work hard. We're really going to work hard to get kids to understand how detrimental BCD is to their life. And our goal is to eliminate it completely from everyone. This includes teachers. This includes me. This includes the entire staff in the district, is to stop with the BCD, blaming, complaining, and defending. And if you stop to think about it and really take some time, I think you'll realize that you do it a lot more than you would probably want to do it. And we really, if you take some time to reflect, the goal is to try to eliminate it from your life. And it will take a little bit of work. It's not something easy that you can just snap your fingers and stop doing it. You really got to think about it and try to hold each other accountable and do it too. And then finally, one of the things we talk about is being above the line or below the line. So this has to do with our response. So we want our R to be above the line. Above the line responses are discipline driven. They're intentional. They're on purpose. We do it with skill. So it's things that we think about and we plan out and we prepare for. That's above the line. Below the line is default driven behavior. It's impulse. It's on autopilot. It's resistant to change. So default means acting on that first emotion. So when something happens, when a kid behind you says something negative and you respond by getting angry and then responding out of anger, that is a default driven, that's an impulse response. You got the feeling and I responded with that feeling. A disciplined response would be you would still get the feeling, but you wouldn't respond with that feeling. You would think about the situation, think about the outcome, and then make a disciplined response to that situation. Something that will give you the outcome you want. It's just the goal is to not respond with that first emotion you get. And if we can get kids to understand that, I think we can get a lot more positive responses and a lot more positive outcomes. So we will say, was your decision above the line or was it below the line? Was it intentional? Was it disciplined? Or was it impulsive? Those are probably the two words that we'll be using a lot in the junior high at least. Disciplined response, above the line is disciplined, below the line is impulsive. So we just want to always try to stay above the line. And this graphic is just relating the E plus R equals O to above the line, below the line. So there's the event plus response equals outcome. This shows that if you have a disciplined response, you can have a disciplined outcome. You get two different outcomes depending on your response. It's not just one outcome. You will have two different ones depending on the response that you give for the event. So that is the whole concept, and those are a lot of the vocabulary words we're going to be using. E plus R equals O. You don't control the event. You do influence the outcome, but you have complete control over the R. We want to own our R, and always have above the line responses. We want to own our 20 square feet, understand our 20 square feet influences all the people around us, and we also want to eliminate BCD from our lives completely. After we go through that whole basic idea, the next step is these 6 R factor disciplines. The first 3 highlighted in yellow are the ones we are going to try to focus on this year. I don't know that we will get to all of them. I don't know how far we're actually going to get with the kids, but these are the 3 we are going to be teaching. As we go through them, I probably will make another video for you so you know the language we're using when we're talking about pressing pause and getting your mind right and stepping up. Just so we're not going to overwhelm anybody all at the same time. We want to give small snippets to the kids, small snippets to the parents, and small snippets to you. So you will get more stuff from us going forward. But for now, just know those concepts I already talked about, and then plus these disciplines that will be coming up. Pressing pause, getting your mind right, and stepping up. Pressing pause and getting your mind right is actually something that I talk about with some kids already, but we haven't done like a whole school presentation or anything. So that is the whole concept. If you have any questions about anything, any of the building principals would love to talk to you about it. And like I said, each building's in different spots, so just make sure that you talk to like the elementary principals and primary principals so you understand what their kids know and what they don't. Thanks. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope it really helps you when you're working with kids on the bus. Thanks.